Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Bareham Engines. So mate, do you remember about 6 months ago plus, we did 2 or 3 adverts on our channel, didn't we?
Yeah.
If you've noticed, I haven't done any recently.
No, you haven't.
No, there's a reason for that, because everyone hates them, don't they?
They do a little bit.
They do, and I think what it was is because on an engineering or an engine build channel, they don't want to see me advertising a video game, do they?
No.
No.
See, that's the thing, it's not very good when it's not related.
No. But I have had quite a lot of emails, weirdly, in the last 2-3 weeks, so January, since Christmas. And to be honest with you, even before that, I just tend to go through them, ignore them, until we had one recently. And I don't know why, but I just thought, oh, I'll open it and read it. And it was actually from a company called Teslong. And I thought, do you know what? Although this is a bit of an advert for them, really it's still part of the channel, because this bit of equipment that they've offered me to sort of do a bit of a review on, I think can be very handy for us.
What is that piece of equipment, Lee?
So this bit of equipment here, mate, is this item in the box. So this is a camera, a Borescope camera.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is an articulating Borescope. The only trouble with the Borescope, before we even unbox this, that when you stick it down a plug hole, it's all right if you want to see sort of an angle of the bore, as much as you can twist it around. Although they do come with a bendy end, you can usually see the crown, the piston crown, which is fine if you want to look at the piston crown.
Yeah.
But sometimes, without removing the head, you want to see all around the bore, don't you?
I want to see what the
And it'd be an
cylinder looks
absolute gem if you could see maybe the cylinder head.
Yeah.
That's where this little beauty comes in, mate. So, first of all, we've got the box here. And this is what has attracted me about this. You've got a nice sort of satin box, very good quality box. To be honest with you, I'd never heard of this company before.
Wow.
When you open, it comes in a very nice case.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Very nice. With Teslong on it. So you unzip the carry case, and inside you find
Look at that.
a lovely sort of velvety covered carry case with a net at the back here with your instructions in. You've got some wipes there for the screen, etc. at the back.
Nice.
Your guarantee and all the rest of it. You've got a charging lead, a USB lead.
Ideal.
So this here is your camera. It comes with, see, it's got a nice rubberized handle, very nice. Orange, the Bareham orange
on
handles and trigger on the back. I'll explain what the trigger does in a moment. And this here is your camera on the end, okay?
Right.
Take off the little rubber cover there, and you have, on the end, you've got 8 LED lights and a camera that does 180 degrees. You can switch it.
That's really good.
But the beauty, what has really encouraged me to do this and get this, mate, is the fact, this knob in the middle there.
What does that one do?
If I pull that down, look at that. You've got 270 degrees of movement on the end of that.
That's almost scary.
It is a bit scary. It looks alive.
Yeah, it does.
But mate, what a difference that can make.
Yeah, that'll be really helpful, won't it?
So the actual thing here, you've got a 4.5-inch LED screen. It's got a lithium battery with 4 hours of life on it.
That's good.
And not only has it got a camera, mate, you can adjust the brightness of it.
Oh yeah.
So you can go down, look, the brightness, 3 or 4 stages of brightness.
If it was reflecting off of something in a bore, then you turn it down a bit.
To be honest, that's the problem I have with the Snap-on one. Sometimes a bit glary, you can't really see what you're doing. But the beauty of this is, you've got a trigger on the back which you press and can take photos.
Yeah.
You can also change it. See that in the top left-hand corner there? You can change it to video recorder.
Oh, so you can
video record whatever you're doing.
That's really good.
You can turn the camera 180 degrees. As I say, you can record it. It's got in the side here, it's got a little memory card which you can put into an adapter that goes into your laptop.
Yep.
It's also got a USB-C charger point, which obviously that's for, and this can also be connected directly up to your laptop, download your videos and images.
That's really good.
Really good.
That's going to be helpful, isn't it?
It is, and about 32 gig of memory or something like that on it.
That's quite good.
Mental.
Yeah.
Down here you've got your date and your time, etc. Up here it's got the ambient temperature in Fahrenheit there. You've got your battery charge, which as I say is about 4 hours of running time. Your card, your memory card there, whether tells you whether it's full or not. Microphone.
Oh right.
Which, so when you're videoing, you can record. You can obviously do a little bit of narrating to what you're finding. So I think it's brilliant, mate, don't you?
Yeah, that looks really.
Should we stick it down a plug hole?
Yeah, I think we should have a look.
I think so.
Well, should we in the Beamer?
The Beamer, we'd have to take the cover off. We'll just do it on this. Although this has got no sump on, mate, we'll just see if we can poke it down a hole. Okay, so you can see the floor there. There's me foot. You can see the bore, so it gives you a good. If I start to move that camera around, look, gives you a good sort of indication of what you can see there, where you've got two. Very detailed.
Yeah, it's really good, that.
God, that is good. You can see the honing marks on the board. You can see where I pulled the honing stones out. That's what those two little marks are. See the oil jets down there? And if I pull this right down now, you can see the valve. And if we turn around, look, you can see all the way around that cylinder head.
That's really good, that.
How good is that?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That is unreal.
That's proper good.
And do you know what? They do... if you're interested in this, I shall put a link in the description below to the website. They do lots of other things. They do thermal cameras. So I've spoke to this company and they are interested in us doing a review on the thermal cameras, which they do one, I did notice, which would be very handy. Plugs into the side of your phone turns into a thermal camera. That's well good. And you can check temperatures, etc. So
they do all sorts of specialist cameras, basically.
All sorts.
Yeah. That's cool.
Absolutely brilliant. I think this one comes out at about $179.99, something like that. But yeah, absolutely fantastic bit of kit, mate.
It's really good.
And should be a game changer for us going out, because we get asked to go out on site now and again, have a look down a bore. Can sort of tell you a lot, but usually if they've got maybe a compression issue or something on a cylinder, you could ideally, you need to look up to see whether there's an issue with a valve, like a burnt out valve or something like that. And this is going to do the job, innit? So yeah, what do you think?
I think that's really good.
Really good.
Seems like, well, I mean, you get a lot for what it is.
You get a lot for your money compared to how much other brands are. I think it's a bargain.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well worth doing that one, mate, I think.
Yeah. 100%.
Good little addition. And it's in the black and the Barham orange, which is
perfect.
A bonus.
Ideal. What we doing here, mate? This looks techie.
So, I'm putting liners in this big 3-cylinder tractor block.
Ford, isn't it?
It's a Ford, yeah. So these are the liners, mate. Unlike some of the agricultural stuff, they are not a sliding liner. You've got a machine. You've got a machine for them. So it's the usual, like I do with the Cozzies, just on a bigger scale. Got a top hat, running a sort of 3 thou interference or whatever. And you can see there, I'm just on my last one, just about to do the flange and the top.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's in theory. I haven't checked yet, but I may have to take a little bit out with the hone. But we're going for like a 3 thou interference.
Right, cool.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment, mate. We've got another engine down here.
Oh yeah?
We had a visit yesterday from, well, he's a bit of, I suppose he's like a bit of a celebrity in the E30 world.
I think
Wayne
so.
Great Tricks. So it's the first time I met Wayne. He's the one with the E30, the orange one that you've seen pictures of.
The inspiration.
The inspiration, that's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wayne's got the E30 there. He's been very helpful, so I've been speaking to him via message, etc. I've spoken to him on the phone. But he is also doing up a 240Z Nissan.
Cool car, that.
Very cool car. Had
Rare
the shell
nowadays.
blasted, so he's going to crack on with that. But he came down yesterday and wants us to do the machine and assemble the bottom end. So this is what he's brought down, what he's doing. This is a 2.8 block.
Right.
We're going out to 3 litre.
Oh, really?
Tasty.
Going for it then.
Yeah, so we've got the crankshaft there, which I haven't inspected yet, but he says it's all pretty good as in standard, but we're going to grind it to 1010 on the mains of the big ends.
Yeah.
Flywheel, clutch, etc. So we've got to blast that, face the flywheel, do the usual, mate, get you to balance it all.
Yeah.
And over here we've got some new engine components that we've brought in. So this is all Wayne's stuff.
See you Monday.
See you later, John.
See you Monday, John.
So we have here max speeding rods.
Controversial.
Controversial. There's going
I
to be
think
people
good.
out there, no doubt, say, oh, I wouldn't use them.
Why not?
Well, because they're cheap. But I'm telling you, they are a very good rod. I'll be honest with you, there's these Bridgeway, which we obviously always use. I got no issues whatsoever. The material is good. We've never had any problems. The only thing I've ever had on these is where it's maybe a little bit snug in the small end.
Right.
So sometimes we've had to ease that out, but the big end housing always measures perfect. We always get good running. And we've put them in the past, we've put them in several cars and never had any issues, mate. Touch wood. So yeah, for the price, I would say not even for the price, they're just a good rod.
They're just good, yeah.
And there is there's a sort of, I don't know, it's a bit like all engine components. People have their favourite things and other people have sort of a nightmare with a product. But it's not necessarily the product's fault half the time.
No.
It's sometimes to do with something else, you know.
Well, it's
a bit
like anything.
saying, it's a bit like getting a forged piston, having it melt and then blame the piston. It's like half the time it's down to the mapping.
It's all down to, you got to check everything, haven't you?
You have. Yeah, so they're a really good rod. Say they come with the ARP 2000 rod bolts.
Industry standard then?
Industry standard. Pistons, very nice item.
Yeah, look nice.
These are Cameri, if that's how you pronounce it. Quite expensive, look lovely.
Yeah,
meant to be a really good piston. So these are obviously quite a bit oversized to get to 3 litres. Got the crank bearings there, so Wayne supplied all this, so we've just got to do our usual, go through it, all the clearances and what have you. So yeah, it was nice to meet Wayne, and he did bring us, which promised,
Little gift.
a little gift, mate. And it's not a gift, we
Well,
can
no.
just lend them. So these are a set of wheels, a pair of wheels. So we've got a rear and a front off his E30 M3. So these are the wheels that I'm going to be using. This style of wheel, and they are from
Image, isn't it?
Image Wheels in Birmingham. Wayne's got loads of sets of these wheels. He rates them. He says they're great. So these are obviously a centre lock, fairly trick, 3-piece. The reason he's lent us these is because they make them bespoke for you. You can have whatever colour you want. You can have a different colour lip to the centre, different colour inner, whatever you want really. These ones here you see are an internal stud pattern, but you can have them on the external, whatever you want. But we are thinking these, but in silver.
I think that looks quite nice.
Look fairly sort of OEM.
Does help that that Wayne's had quite a few combinations of wheels and stuff, hasn't he? So
Exactly, yeah.
you can
So
have
we've
a
got to
little look at it. Yeah.
We've got plenty of photos on Wayne's Facebook for us to have a look at. And I do like it when he's got the plain orange car with the silver wheels.
Yeah, does look nice.
So yeah, the reason for us lending, or him lending these to us, is so when we get the car back, before we go stripping everything off the underneath, we're going to put our new discs on, and we're going to try these wheels on there, obviously minus the hubs. So you've got to allow about I think it's 15 mil for the hubs, but we just want to make sure that everything's going to clear, and they're going to sit where they should do on the inside of the arch. Now the arches are on and that. Yeah. And then if so, we know which changes to make and what to order. If they fit, then we can just go ahead and ring them up and say, look, can you copy Wayne's white wheels? And he said they'll know exactly what I'm on about. Just make it easier rather than us sort of go ahead and measure everything and get it wrong. Do you know what I mean?
At least with that, at least you know you've got a starting point.
Yeah, that's it. And they are, as I say, they're nice wheels, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely.
Here we've got a 9.5 on the back, 8 on the front.
So that back one's it's a thick boy then.
Big enough, isn't it?
Yeah, he's pretty big.
So yeah, thank you very much, Wayne. Very nice to meet you. We've got another engine come in, K-Series. That is out of a ZR MG, a race motor. Had a bit of a to-do. We're not going to go too much into that at the minute. That's going to be for a video next week. Yeah. It's got thumbnail written all over it, that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Andy come over from Surrey today with that.
Oh, right.
Nice sort of 8-hour round trip for him. Come to have a little look at the workshop. Nice chat. So yeah, that's and done hardly any miles, that thing. So we should be going into that. But moving on to today's thumbnail and title. Oh
dear, what's been going on?
Update on the court matter from the last video. So after the last video, we had loads of comments on that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Most of them saying the same sort of thing. So I then went ahead the next day and sent an email over to them, basically stating, look, you know, this was the deal. The invoice was itemised, blah, 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 you owe for the head. We expect payment by the 15th of this month. Otherwise, we are going to be going to court. Didn't hear anything yesterday. It went a bit quiet, but they did send us an email today, a very long email. In a nutshell, basically trying to put it on us that they think that we did fit on, that did come with these injector sleeves, and they weren't fitted correctly, blah de blah. Yeah, and that's the reason they think we should pay for all that. But I've replied to that email today, saying that whatever was done is itemised on the invoice, same as the parts, the labour, machining, anything like that. We have been in touch with our supplier. They do not supply these heads with sleeves. We have not supplied any sleeves. There's none on the invoice. There's nothing on the invoice stating that we have fitted them. Therefore, we want payment in full by the said date. That's going to court.
Sounds fair enough to me.
Sounds fair enough. So their email looked to me, in a nutshell, they're basically saying that they thought that they assumed that the head was back all ready to fit onto the vehicle. That was never discussed. If they've assumed that, that's their issue. But it wasn't ready to fit onto the vehicle. We have stated in our invoice what we've done. We've supplied a new cylinder head, which was bare, says that, and all we've done is just recondition the valves that were good, put them into the head, did the clearances, that's it. But as I say, to me, it's just whether that's the only thing they can use really, but all it is just an assumption on their behalf.
Just a bit of a mistake really, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it's just, as I say, they've just maybe telling the truth and assumed that it was all just ready to plonk on. Or someone's made a boo-boo somewhere along the lines and maybe fitted them incorrectly, but it certainly wasn't us.
No.
As far as I'm concerned, when it left here. The thing is, what would really tell whether there was two sets of sleeves would be you'd have a new set of sleeves, and you'd also have the old sleeves in the old head, but that has conveniently gone missing. So there's no sign of the old head, no sign of the old sleeves.
Very odd.
So yeah, that's where we are at the minute, mate.
No further really then.
Well, not really, no. So we just have to wait to see by the date whether they did say that they have paid the contra, so they paid the difference, which is about 40 quid in between the two invoices, and that's all they're willing to pay. So looks like we may be going to court on that one. Unfortunate, not how we want to go. And I know,
not ideal.
You know, a lot of our videos have got the word court in it, but if you know, it never. Most of the time, it never gets to that.
No.
It's just that this time, I do believe that, you know, we're quite within our sort of rights to stick where we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's that. So now it is Friday, gone 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we've already, by the time you're watching this, it ain't gonna be 5 o'clock because it's gone that. Had a busy day today. Plenty of stuff around, mate, haven't we?
Yeah. Feels like we're getting back into the flow of things a little bit now.
It does, yeah. And I'm really enjoying the working in this workshop.
Yeah.
Now, you know,
It is lovely.
you've got the nice rough and ready machine shop, which is a lot more organised than before, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Oh no, 100%.
And then all a bit nice and clean and flash in here.
It's lovely in here. It's like being at home,
It is. It's bloody lovely.
but better.
So yeah, you got much planned the weekend?
Nothing at all really, mate.
No.
Might pop in here.
Gonna come in here tomorrow?
I don't know. See what the missus wants to do, but...
If you come in, give me a shout, mate. I might escape for half hour.
Alright.
But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a lovely weekend. And we'll see you Monday. Cheers.